Hello, Elizabeth. How the flight going?
Good, good. So far, good.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel.
Welcome to another video on the channel. Rate this flight. Today is the 9th of March 2026 and we are at the Miami International Airport. We are going to hop on a flight over to the Turks and Caicos Islands. But first, let us check in.
Yes.
So the check-in went very smoothly here. We thought our bags were overweight, but the attendant just laughed at us. Didn't have to weigh the bags. They were within the specification. Okay, so we're through security and we're at our gate D7, and that was one of the quickest securities I've ever came through. Probably 1 minute and 45 seconds we were through security. So I thought that a lot of people wasn't traveling today in the airport. It wasn't busy, but when I got inside, it was bustling. But it was a long walk to the gate. Your thoughts?
So it was a good exercise for me. So at least I get some exercise this morning, but it was very easy security. I think they have some more updated equipment, so you will have to be in line for a long period of time to wait to go through security. But it went well, and the check-in was easy also, so everything went smoothly.
And you don't have to take off your shoes, you don't have to take out your devices, nothing at all out of your bags, you just check through everything.
So everything is much easier now to travel.
We'll be happy to thank you back and send all the way.
So folks, the gate changed again. First it was D46, then it was D7, now it changed to D20. So we have to move from D7 and go back to D20.
Please approach
So we are at gate 20 and boarding is about to commence. So we will see you on board shortly.
See you on board.
Have your passports open to the paper base. If you have a paper ticket, make sure E40 pass is inside each passport we transport in process. If you're not ready, please don't join the link. Thank you.
So we are now boarding. We are on the bridge. We heading towards the plane. Smooth process so far. Long walk. We'll see you on board. So we're on board the flight. AA 1527 Miami to Providenciales and the Boeing 737. And ironically, we have the same seats, 11A, and these same seats that we had when we came over to Miami a few days ago.
And we have the same seats going back to Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. So that is great. So this is a very full flight. There are no empty seats available on this flight, so we will let you know how the flight going during the flight. The flight full to have to deplane because the tire is flat on the plane, and we will have to leave and probably get another plane, or they might be able to fix the tire. But right now we might have another delay. So we'll let you know later on what's the other update on this.
This news really caught me off guard because I thought that they would do all the maintenance checks and so on before passengers board the plane, and at least would flag this bad tire, calling to the captain the tire has reached its life limit and has to be changed, and the procedure is that everyone has to deplane before the tire is changed. And he went on to say that there's a possibility that we might get another plane for a flight out to the Turks and Caicos Islands. But I just thought that these maintenance issues would have been done pre-boarding, and these relatively minor issues would have been flagged. But it is what it is. We'll keep you updated.
This was the gate pass.
So we have to deplane. And we have already found another plane to take us. So we have to get off of this airplane. And let's do that now. You can see Elizabeth all ready to go. Ready to get off of this airplane.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be D7 for Providenciales. D7 for Providenciales.
So we now have to find our way to gate D7. And ironically, we were at gate D7 and then we'll move to gate D20. And initially, we were supposed to board at gate D46. So there have been a lot of changing around of gates today. And unfortunately, there was a defective tire on the plane and we had to deplane. But everyone had to deplane. And we are now going to make our way to the D7 to board another airplane so that we could continue our journey to the Turks and Caicos Islands. Or not continue, commence our journey to the Turks and Caicos Islands. So we're back here at gate 7. Boarding should commence in 2 minutes according to the notice board. So let's hope that we get on this flight and there is no defect. And we have a smooth flight over to the Turks and Caicos Islands. But in rating our flight experience, we take into consideration the check-in process, coming to security, although that has nothing to do with the airline, the in-flight service, the friendliness of the cabin crew, etc., how timely announcement and notices are given to the passengers, etc. And I'm telling you, we're already after a bad start here. After a very bad start, because for the life of me, I can't understand why this defective tire wasn't flagged before the passengers boarded this flight.
We're now on a different 737 going to Providenciales. I hope this one won't be delayed. I will be able to get it now. So the flight has been delayed for over an hour now. So we hope we make up the time, but it was delayed.
So that American airline was just pulling a few minutes ago alongside us. I'm just interested to see how they are actually loading the cargo from the cargo hatch there, or the cargo section of the plane. So you see an agent or a worker actually climb into the hatch and then load the bags and a conveyor belt, and that belt brings the bag right down to a cart waiting, where two other workers, ground staff, would then load up this cart. So I always wondered what the process was like. So you could see the bags just sliding out from the hatch of the plane there, coming down the belt, and then there are two ground attendants waiting to load up this cart directly in view of the camera. So very seamless process. But nevertheless, an important part of the process. So a very interesting development here. Seems like a few passengers who had missed their flight initially, probably connection issues or something like that, were now able to
connect because the flight was delayed, so they were able to catch this flight. So it was actually good for them.
So the defective tire and the deplaning and the delay served a good purpose in the long run, because persons who have actually missed their connection flight or the connecting flight were now able to connect. So the irony.
And we're all ready to go up here. Just waiting on the ground crew to load up all the bags. Just make sure everybody's back in, gets on board. Once we make our way to the runway, we're looking at 1 hour and 20 minutes flight time. take off to touchdown, cruising at an altitude of 37,000 feet. We are expecting a pretty smooth ride today. I'll try to find that smooth ride and get that seatbelt sign off so you guys can get up and walk around the cabin, use the facilities if you need to. However, if you are in your seats, please keep those seatbelts fastened in case we encounter unexpected turbulence. We're going to try our best to make up some of this time that we lost here on the ground. Brown, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Welcome aboard.
Another delay again. Let's put
At
the
this time, we
brakes
will be
on.
passing out the customs forms. You guys can fill
Put
those
the
out
brakes
before we
on.
make it to the
Like
church.
so, there'll be another 15, 20 minutes.
Pass out customs forms, so if you have pins, get your pins
Before
out
we leave.
so you can fill it out.
So it seems that transferring of the bags from one airline or one airplane to the next is not as seamless as I thought, and it's taking a little longer than anticipated. But the captain has informed us that this plane has passed the maintenance inspection in flying colors, no defective tires. So we are all ready to go, just waiting for our bags to be loaded on this aeroplane, and then we should be off in another 10 to 15 minutes. So it's another delay, no matter how you try to spice or dice it. This flight has been bedeviled with delays after delays, gate changes after gate changes. My, it is the thrill of travel, the uncertainty. You know, if everything just goes smoothly, then what would be the point? And what will we have to rate?
That's the truth. We're none to rate.
Now they're finishing up the app cargo here, and we should be able to push back in the next 5-10 minutes. Once again, to apologize for the inconvenience. Please finish your seat and fasten your seatbelts in. Your seatbelts.
So, about 2 hours after we should have taken off, we're still here on the ground. Still have some technical work to be done. Just finished loading the bags, and there's still some more work to be done before we take off, probably another 5-10 minutes. So we have been officially delayed for about 2.5 hours, and that including deplaning and boarding another plane, changing over bags, etc. So we are here.
I'm tired.
And Elizabeth is tired.
My bed.
And the only thing I could say is well done, American Airlines. Well done. Maybe this flight is on track. Depending on what happens when we get in the air, this flight is on track for 0 ratings. I'm telling you. So it's 2:39 p.m. and we are finally pushing back from the gate. And very shortly we should be on the way. So I'll be back when we get out on the runway and we start taxiing. So it took us quite some time to get out here. Seems everything is moving very slow today. Got 6 or 7 minutes to actually get out on the runway to begin our taxi. But it's a 737, Boeing 737, just very basic. No screen at the back of the seat, so you have to connect to the American Airline.com or a site in order to avail yourself of any in-flight entertainment. But I guess at this stage, everyone just want to get going because we have been over delayed here. My. Look like we have a special plane on the airport here. Writing is big on the sides. United States of America. And after what seems like an eternity, we are finally taxiing on the runway to officially begin our journey to the Turks and Caicos Islands. Flight AA 1527, Miami International Airport to the Howard Hamilton International Airport in Providenciales, Turks and Caicos Islands. Wheels up to wheels down should be 1 hour and 20 minutes. And we are wheels up. We are finally off the ground. We should be cruising at 37,000 feet. So yes, we are finally on our way and climbing. And as soon as we reach our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet, I'll be back to give you an update. So Elizabeth, we're finally
on our way home. So we'll keep you informed while we continue this flight.
Welcome to the Low Report.
Report the Bahamas. So we got into shoot. Plane is rocking. So short report.
And that was your Low Report.
so right after the report, the flight in service was begun. In that case that we try to get out of the way as good as possible. Seatbelt sign is on. Receiver start and that's we're probably got out the door. Fasten seatbelt sign. So a few shakes and buttons. Seatbelt sign is on. Nothing that will alarm a seasonal flyer, not even moderate flyer, nothing alarming. Just a little bit of turbulence. Not even Elizabeth is moved by the shaking.
It will move from even the loo, I will always follow the loo. How much turbulence was in the back of their flight. I was afraid. It's much better than Ross.
So we have been making really, really good progress. I guess probably we have another 25 minutes maximum to go. Very shortly we'll get some announcement that coming in for landing. So until then, let's enjoy the rest of the flight.
I'll see you on the ground.
Yeah, Providenciales in full sight. In fact, we're already over land. So we are about to land and the ground momentarily. So we can approach. So far, very quiet. That is the door. Bite the tarmac and touch them very short. And we are now right on the International Airport. And just now we're going to hear that sound of rubber and turn up and we have touchdown. We have just landed.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off, and keep the aisles clear of all carry-on items. Take a moment to check your seat back pocket for any personal items, like tablets and cell phones. When you open, they may have moved in flight. And thank you for choosing American Airlines.
Flight attendants, verify disarmed doors, stand by for our call.
Getting off the aircraft force. So we're actually cutting flights. So all the messages it's with your line. So you don't feel passengers. So it took about 20 minutes before the first bag appeared in the carousel. And although there's only one flight on the plane, it still took ages before the bag starts coming. So it's now time to rate this flight. You first or me?
Well, the flight was, I won't really say a disaster, but we had more delays than anything else in one day. We went to, first before we check in, they were saying D46. Then after we check in, it was smooth check in, and then they said that we had to go to D7. Then when we reached to D7, then they changed to D20. Then after we board to D20 and we're on the flight, they said the plane cannot leave from gate 20 because the tires needed to change. So the captain said he will let us know if we have to disembark the plane or stay on the plane. And for half an hour after that, he said we have to disembark. And we came off the flight again, and he said that the gate changed. I had to go back to gate 7 where we started from. Then when we reached gate 7, we stayed there like for half an hour, and then they bought the flight again. Then when they bought the flight, we had to wait for a while to put the bags back on the flight. Then after the bags was on the flight, then we had to stay for another hour to update some kind of system or something on the plane, to update some kind of chart or something like that. So we was altogether we was delayed for almost 3 hours on the airport in Miami. We never got into Turks and Caicos until after 4:30, and we never had our customs and immigration and everything until about minutes to 5. So our flight was supposed to be arriving at 2. We never arrived here until after 4. So we had a long day. I was to the airport from 9 o'clock this morning, and the flight was like a roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down, and round and round. So if I had to rate the flight, I'll give it 2 out of 10, and that's my rating.
Right, so Elizabeth gave it 2 out of 10. And I'm tempted to do the same, but I will give it a 3. I'll give it a 3 out of 10. The check-in was seamless. We came through security, no issues at all. And even if we had any issues with security, it wouldn't have been the airline's fault. But we were moved from gate 46 to 7, then to 20. Then when we get on the flight, after about almost half an hour, we were told that the maintenance crew discovered a defective tire, and then we have to deplane. We deplaned, went back to gate 7, waited a good half an hour before we board. Then when we boarded, we stayed on board almost 2 hours. The blame it and relocation of the bags from one airline, from one plane to the next, and about updating system, etc. But it was just ridiculous. How in this day and this day and age that you would wait until everyone has already boarded before the maintenance crew would even carry out any checks, and to discover such a serious flaw like a defective tire is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Otherwise, after we took off, the flight was okay. In-flight service was okay. There was some bumps but that didn't really detract from the overall experience. What detracted from the overall experience is the administrative blunders, changing of gates and deplaning and sitting on the plane for long stretches of time without any information and so on. And we rate the flight and our flight experience from the time we check in to the time we land. And I can't give it more than 3. And when we reach in Providenciales at the airport, it took so long to get our bags. The only flight on the ground at the time was American Airlines. But this is Turks and Caicos. What to expect? So that is my overall opinion. 3 out of 10. If you like this video,
Please like, share, comment, and please subscribe to our channel. And we hope to see you on the next adventure. Bye.
bye for now.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed.